Hello Real Women of Philadelphia, it's your cream cheese party queen here again, and I'm going to be making a wonderful dinner this evening. I'm making chicken with garlicky mashed potatoes, which I'm making with, of course, my Philadelphia cream cheese, the urban garlic kind, but I'm not making that today as my side dish. My side dish today is going to be a vegetable, and the vegetable that I'm using is the wonderful zucchini, and I'm going to be taking this and mashing it up and mixing it with all these wonderful ingredients here, and we're going to make it into a fabulous, wonderful tasting zucchini bake. It is going to be mouth-watering. What you'll be needing for this recipe is a half a cup of breadcrumbs. Now you can use store-bought or you can make your homemade breadcrumbs. A quarter cup of butter, 1 large onion, which I chopped up here, 2 eggs, 4 cloves of garlic, salt and pepper to taste. I have some fresh grated Parmesan cheese here, but you can also buy the store kind is fine as well. I have 3 pounds of cooked, I steamed the zucchini, and I did cut off the ends. I have my Philadelphia cream cheese, which I'm using the urban garlic kind, and it's light, which is good for the waistline. And I'm going to be using half of this tub, which is about 125 grams, equaling 1 cup. I'm using the Kraft Italiano mixed cheeses, which is just going to add a nice little bite to it. Some basil, and of course I do need an 8-inch well-greased baking pan. Okay, so first I'm going to take my zucchini and I'm going to plop it in my bowl here. And you can see there's a lot of moisture in there. So we're just going to mash this up, and it's just going to mash up into a nice pasty like. Okay, so I'm just mashing up my zucchini here, and you got to put a little bit of strength into this because they get a little difficult to mash up. But I do like to use a potato masher, but you can use a food processor if you like. But it is better to have it a little bit more chunkier for this recipe, I find. So, okay, that looks about good enough to me. I do have some chunks in here. As you can see, there's a lot of moisture in here. So basically what I like to do is I like to transfer it into a bowl that's lined with some paper towel. And I will just put my mixture right into here, or my mashed zucchini. Okay, and I'm just going to let this soak, and we're going to go to the next step, okay? Okay, so I've put my butter in this pan and I started melting it, my quarter cup of butter here, and I'm going to add my 1 large onion, like so, and I'm going to add my 4 cloves of garlic. Now, I know you may be thinking, that's a lot of garlic, but you know what? If 2 people eat garlic, you don't smell it on each other. So the more garlic you put, to me, the better it tastes. And you know what? Just get everybody to eat it, and then you won't even smell it on anybody else. So I'm just going to add all this garlic to this recipe here. And I have heated my oven to 375. And once I combine this bake together, it'll probably bake for about 35 to 40 minutes in total, until it's nice and firm. Okay, so I've added all the garlic and all the onions here. And just look at that goodness with that butter. Oof, that's going to be so good. I can't wait to eat it. Okay, so I now have my mixture that I've mixed all together here. This is what it looks like all combined. Now what this is, it's the zucchini that I steamed and I allowed to soak up in the moisture with the paper towel. I cooked up the garlic and the onions with the butter, and we got that all nice and cooked up till it was nice and soft. I added that to the zucchini, as well as I added the half a cup of the breadcrumbs with a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. I used a half a cup, or a half a container, or sorry, 1 cup and a half a container of the urban garlic Philadelphia cream cheese. I used about a half a cup of the Parmesan, fresh grated Parmesan into the mixture, and you can eyeball that. And I used the Italiano Kraft mixed cheeses, and I added about a good handful to the mixture here. And now I'm just mixing this up, and the smell is just absolutely phenomenal. mixed with all the cheeses and that garlic and the onions, it just smells like, I can't wait to eat this. I want to eat it like this. So now, just going to keep mixing this. And we're going to add the fresh basil here at this time. So I'm just going to grab a few sprigs of some fresh basil. Now you can add dried basil, that's fine, but I like the fresh kind. The smell of it, it just smells like so peppery and fresh. So I'm just going to mix this, cut this up nice and small here. Just mix it in. And now I did add the 2 eggs to this mixture as well. And basically what the eggs are going to do, they're going to act as a combiner, and they're going to combine it into that nice zucchini bake that we want to get. Okay, so this is all mixed up now here, and this is what your product will look like before you put it into the pan. So you take the mixture, and I'm just going to add this right into the pan. And now this is my 8-inch pan that I did pre-grease before I put this in here. And if you find that your mixture is a little too wet, you can always add in some more breadcrumbs, and that'll help dry out the excess moisture. Now I'm just going to spread that out nice and evenly here. Okay, and I'm going to take this into the oven, and I'm going to put it in at 375 for 35 to 40 minutes until it gets nice and cooked through, and we will go and check it when it comes to that time. Okay, so I just took this out of the oven, and it's been baking for about 37 minutes, and just look at the color. It's nice and it's firm to touch. It kind of resembles a quiche almost like, but oh, I can't wait to just cut this up and serve this with my chicken. Oh, it's going to be so good. So I'm just going to cut a nice, generous sized piece. And when you cut it, it's just so light and fluffy. I'm gonna just get my scooper underneath there, so hopefully not ruining the rest of it. Okay. Look at that. You can see all that cheese and zucchini and everything just all mixed in there. Okay, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grate some Parmesan cheese on top. Doesn't that look so tasty? I almost don't even want to eat my chicken. I just want to eat this for my meal. But this is a wonderful side dish to have. It's great. You can serve it. It's very versatile. You can even serve it with your eggs and bacon in the morning. It can be served up as a breakfast, or it can be served up with chicken, or you can serve it up with a nice steak on the barbecue. Whatever you feel that you could serve this with, it could go with. So I'm not going to wait for my chicken to be finished because I can't resist looking at this. I have to try it. It just looks so good. So I'm just going to take a small little bite. And it is hot, so I don't want to burn my tongue, but it is so good. The cheese in it, the Philadelphia cream cheese, oh, the urban garlic mixed with the Kraft mixed cheeses, it just makes it so good. Your family will love this dish. You can't even tell that there's a vegetable in it. It is so good. I'm gonna eat it all right now. Bon appetit.